Shalom, first and foremost, I want to say Kalai Mayo Bashim Yarashan. The ones to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, do rule and teach well. We're going to get into this real quick. Numbers 25 and 17. Remember what Amalek did unto thee by the way when you were coming forth out of Egypt. He met thee by the way, smote him off of thee, even all that were few behind thee. Now was faint and weary, and he feared not the Most High. Right? And this is history. This is what they did to us. Right? The enmity between the serpent seed and the woman's seed. Right? That's that coming to pass, which that enmity and hatred still continues on to this day, because obviously Amalek does not, fucking like us very much. Considering, they fund the rappers to continue, making their bullshit ass music and all that shit and so on and so forth. And we know that they're the ones behind the CIA and the FBI and all that. And you can read about how they basically infiltrated in any sort of groups we tried to start and get together. They've always infiltrated it. They've always had their finger in it, even going back to Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, the Black Panthers, all those guys, they infiltrated those groups. Not saying that the Black Panther Party was anything fantastic, to my knowledge. They were basically Marxists. They were big into like Marxism and shit like that, like communist type shit and socialism. Same thing as Black Lives Matter, but that's another topic for another day. All right, but I'll say this: Black Lives Matter. They did try to do certain things positive, but at the end of the day, they were infiltrated, and they just basically just fucked everything over. That's what Esau does. Therefore it shall be when the Lord thy power hath given thee rest from all thy enemies round about in the land which the Lord thy power giveth thee for possession to possess it, for inheritance to possess it. Thou shalt blot out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. Thou shalt not forget it. NLT version. Therefore, when the Lord your power has given you rest from all your enemies in the land He is giving you a special possession, you must destroy the Amaleks and erase their memory from under heaven. Never forget this. Okay, so let's get a precept. Not Deuteronomy, what am I saying? I'm fucking tired. Jeremiah 23 and 5. All the days come, saith the Lord, thou raised unto David a righteous branch, a king shall reign and prosper, and shall execute judgment and justice in the earth. Right? Yahushai, and his deeds Judah shall be saved, and Israel shall dwell safely. This is his name, where he should be called to the Lord our righteousness. Therefore, both the days come, saith the Lord, that they shall no more say the Lord liveth, which brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. The Lord liveth, who brought it up and led the seed of the house of Israel out of the north country, which is America, North America, and from all the countries where I have driven them, and they shall dwell in their own land. Alright, meaning Israel. The Lord's going to place us back in Israel. So once Yahushua returns, takes down these nations, the angels, Michael the Archangel, as well, so on and so forth. World War III takes place. The elect are being up in the chariots, the Lamb of that number. Then we come down from those chariots, right? And then we're going to go back. We have to round up the nations, put them in slavery. We're going to get back our land. And then we're going to force them to rebuild the land, and to clean up the Middle East, to build the 12 gates. We're going to force the heathen to build the 12 gates. And this could happen for 1,000 years. We're going to have these nations in bondage, force them to build up Israel for us. And then, we know the 1,000 years is over, right? Pertaining to, Revelation 20? That the dead shall live again, something along those lines. You can read it yourself. Basically, they're going to go back to their land. But, as you just read, Amalek, his name, along with the rest of Edom, shall be blotted out from under heaven. Pertaining to Obadiah 1 and 18, they basically won't reincarnate anymore. They'll basically be wiped out. We'll basically put them in a pit and burn them. Alright, Numbers 24:19. Out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominion, and shall destroy him that remaineth of the city. Right? Out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominion, it's Yahushai. Psalm 110. Amalek on Amalek, he took his purple and said Amalek was first in nations, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever. Alright, so that's what's going to happen. Amalek is going to perish forever and be entirely wiped out. Presented to with that 1 in 18. Once that 1,000-year time period is over, that we forced them to work, and once that 1,000-year time period is over with, Amalek, along with the rest of the Edomites, are going to be utterly annihilated. They won't come back, and we're going to wipe Amalek from under heaven, wipe out his memory from all of the earth. Which is only righteous. That's righteous and that's fair. The Lord is righteousness. He is our righteousness. Okay? We're righteous through following the ways of the Lord. So destroying all of them is actually righteousness. Okay? That's pretty much it. Love, one, edify, shalom.